You may notice how easily your mind can begin to shift as you take a deep breath, just relaxing, and allow yourself to feel the rhythm of your thoughts. You might begin to wonder how something so simple could have such profound effects on the way you experience the world around you. And as you allow your mind to wander, gently, effortlessly, you can notice something powerful starting to emerge. The ability to recognize just how much you already know, even when it seems hidden beneath layers of past experiences. Now imagine for a moment, as you go deeper and deeper into this experience, you start to notice something you hadn't before. A small, quiet shift that happens when you simply relax and allow yourself to be. It's almost as if, over time, your mind has been collecting evidence, gathering information, sifting through all the experiences of life. And you might begin to wonder, what if that information wasn't as fixed as you thought? What if, instead of believing you're toxic, you realize in this very moment that you are the person who's experienced deeply, who's been through challenges, and who can now choose, yes, choose to transform that energy into something empowering, something that brings wisdom and compassion, not only to yourself, but to the world around you. And as you allow this thought to settle, like a gentle wave washing over a peaceful shore, you might notice the story you told yourself, that belief that's felt so real, begins to lose its hold. Perhaps you can sense how, just like that, the belief that you're toxic begins to soften. Because it's not the whole story, is it? Not the entire picture. In fact, there are so many layers to you, so many aspects that have been overlooked, forgotten, or hidden beneath the surface. And now, right here, right now, you begin to recognize a new truth. You're not toxic, you're healing, evolving, growing into a version of yourself that's full of strength and wisdom, even in your moments of vulnerability. Imagine, just for a moment, the ways you've learned to avoid people in the past, almost as if that you'd believed that your presence might somehow drag them down, as though your very existence could somehow diminish their light. Yet, just beneath that belief, there lies something else, something so profound, so subtle, that you can feel it gently nudging you now. What if you could see yourself, not as something that drags others down, but as someone who, even in your darkest moments, has the capacity to lift others up? You see, every time you believed you were toxic, it was simply a reflection of a pattern, one that you can now begin to break. And patterns, well, patterns can change, because your mind is incredibly powerful, more powerful than you might even realize. And it's always searching for new, better ways to organize your experiences, your beliefs and your actions. And now you have the ability to choose new patterns, new beliefs that are much more aligned with your true essence. What if you could see yourself as someone who's healed through trauma, transformed through adversity, and is now sharing that power with others? Notice how much more you can feel that potential rising within you, like an internal resource that's limitless and expanding every time you choose to reconnect with it. It's as if the old belief, that sense of being toxic, it's simply melting away, because you're discovering right now that what you have to offer is not just valuable, but deeply needed. Needed by others, yes, but also needed by you. For you deserve to be around others, to connect, to share, and to grow together. And you can do this because you've always been capable of doing it. So imagine now, every time you find yourself around others, rather than pulling back, you feel yourself stepping forward, confident, at ease, knowing your presence is a gift, not a burden. And the more you allow yourself to step into that power, that wisdom, the more others will naturally be drawn to your light, your growth, your presence. And as you feel this shift, you might even wonder, what would happen if you fully embrace this truth? You see, as you let go of the belief that you're toxic, you start to realize you don't have to hide. You don't have to avoid. Instead, you step into a new space where your very being is radiating energy that heals, uplifts and inspires. And as you move to the world with this fresh perspective, you might find people around you begin to reflect your own self-compassion back to you. People wanting to connect, to share in your journey. And then you begin to see the connections that you make, the relationships you build, not as burdens, but as exchanges of energy that nourish you and nourish them. You may even start to notice how different you feel, how lighter, how more expansive your heart feels, knowing your presence is an invitation for others to shine as well. The more you believe in this story, the more it becomes your truth. And every time you remember this new belief, it grows stronger, more powerful, more solid. Because your mind is always looking for evidence to support the new you, the empowered you, the healing you, the person who's a gift, not just to others, but to yourself as well. Now feel that sense of relief. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the shift taking place. And with each passing moment, notice how you feel lighter, more at ease, more open to the idea of connecting, of being with others. You can allow that new belief to settle deeply within you, naturally and easily, without effort. You're worthy of connection. You're not toxic. You're a powerful force for good, a being full of compassion, wisdom and strength. And you're just beginning to see how much you can contribute to others in a way that's fulfilling, enriching and loving. As this new belief grows stronger in your mind, you might start to notice something else. How much joy you now find in those connections. How easily you begin to reach out, without hesitation, knowing your energy is something that helps, heals and uplifts. Every time you choose to share a little piece of yourself, you expand, and the people around you expand as well. And now, as this truth settles in your mind, heart and soul, you may feel yourself naturally leaning into the flow of life, no longer burdened by the past, but fully embracing the possibilities of the present. So as you allow yourself to relax even deeper, you can begin to notice how easily your mind can absorb the new perspectives, how effortlessly it integrates fresh beliefs that will resonate with your true nature. You might not even need to try to change anything, because the change is already unfolding, almost automatically, unconsciously, right beneath the surface of your conscious mind. You may begin to feel in this moment how the belief that you carried with you, the belief that you're toxic, begins to dissolve into something softer, lighter, almost like fog lifting in the morning sun. And as the fog fades away, there's profound clarity, a recognition that this old belief wasn't really who you are at all. You might even sense how natural it feels to let go, how easy it is to release it now. Because you see, the moment you decide to change your perspective, everything begins to shift. Now just imagine for a moment the way your mind can easily make new connections, new beliefs about who you are, and about how you relate to others. It's as if your mind has been storing all the resources you've ever needed to see yourself as someone worthy of love, someone who's valuable and capable of contributing positively to those around you. In fact, your mind is so powerful that every time you reflect on your own worth, you might begin to notice it feels like you're remembering something you've always known. And what if, just what if, you could step into that truth right now? What if you could feel deep inside you the energy? It's not only healing, but it's also a gift to others. Imagine how it would feel to be someone who, no matter the past, is now fully aware of your innate capacity to support, connect and empower others. Just notice, the more you connect with the new ways of seeing yourself, the more your heart opens to others. It's as if your presence is an invitation, a magnetic pull, drawing people to you. Not because you're toxic, but because you're a beacon of light, a reflection of healing. You might begin to wonder how many times in the past you held back your energy, thinking that others wouldn't understand, thinking maybe you weren't worthy of sharing your truth. But now you realize the truth about yourself, you can feel the warmth of this new belief expanding, gently embracing you, reminding you that you're worthy of connection, that your energy is not a burden, it's a source of strength. Notice how much more confident you are in this moment as you bring this new belief into your awareness. You might feel your entire body relaxing with relief. Can you feel how the energy shifts in your chest? The sense of peace flowing into your heart, knowing you're no longer carrying that old weight. It's as if the past can't touch you anymore. Every time you remember how worthy and valuable you are, it becomes easier and easier to step into the world, knowing that you're more than enough. And now feel how effortlessly you begin to embrace people, relationships, interactions, not as something to avoid, but as opportunities to give and receive in a beautiful, harmonious exchange. As you breathe in, you may notice how that breath is full of life, full of connection, full of warmth. Every breath a reminder that you can share this energy, that you can be this energy without hesitation, without doubt. Your unconscious mind is always finding the easiest ways to align with this truth. And right now, your unconscious mind, it's installing a deep-seated belief. No matter your past, you're always worthy of positive, loving relationships. That's right. The more you allow this new belief to settle, the more it takes root within you, growing with each moment. You no longer need to protect others from yourself because your presence is uplifting, your energy is nourishing, and you are an integral part of the world around you. You might even notice that as this new belief takes hold, your ability to connect with others expands. You become the kind of person who naturally attracts relationships that are positive, healthy, and nurturing. And isn't it wonderful to realize that with each passing day, the connection that you have with others becomes a reflection of the growing love and acceptance that you have for yourself. And as you know this deep inside your being, you might begin to notice that each connection becomes easier. Conversations flow naturally. You step into rooms with confidence, knowing your very presence can make a difference. You no longer shy away, not because of any past wounds, but because you now see that you're whole, healed, and worthy of love. You might even notice that as you embrace this truth, the world begins to mirror this belief back to you. You can see how others, too, they begin to reflect your growth, your healing, and the positive energy that you've embraced. It's as if the world has always been waiting for you to claim this truth about yourself. And now every step that you take forward, it's an affirmation of the connection that's meant for you. The more you let go of the old beliefs that you're toxic, the more you make room for the truth that you are a healer, you are a light, you're a gift to others. Each time you connect with someone, you begin to realize you bring value to their lives. And this brings you even more joy. And the deeper this belief becomes rooted within you, the more natural it feels to allow those around you to experience your healing energy, your openness, and your authenticity. Feel how easily this new belief integrates into every part of your being. It's almost like it was always there, waiting to emerge. Every time you remember this truth, it becomes more and more real. And as you move forward, you can feel that shift in your interactions, the way you show up with others, the way they respond to you with openness, warmth, and appreciation. And so, as you continue to breathe, and as you allow these beliefs to deeply settle within you, you might begin to feel how much lighter your heart is. You no longer have to hold back. You no longer have to protect others from your so-called toxicity. Instead, you're stepping into your true power. You're becoming someone who heals, connects, and shines. And every time you remember this truth, it becomes a little more real, a little more natural, a little more powerful. Because, as you may realize, this transformation, it's inevitable. It's already happening effortlessly, with every thought, every breath, every connection. And now just know that this truth is yours. It's already been woven into the very fabric of who you are. So as you continue to relax deeper and deeper, you may notice how effortlessly your mind can shift into new ways of thinking, how naturally it embraces the truths that serve you best, without resistance. You might sense the more you allow yourself to rest in this place of inner peace, the more easily your unconscious mind it accepts what's most beneficial for you. And as this happens, you can start to realize your beliefs, the very core of who you are. They're always available to you for transformation. Can you remember a time, perhaps, when you felt so at ease, so comfortable in your own skin? Perhaps in that moment, you didn't question yourself, didn't wonder about how others saw you, because you were simply present. Now imagine, this feeling is your true state of being, a state where you know that you're wholehearted and worthy of connection, love and happiness. And it's not something you have to work for, it's something you just naturally are right now. And as you relax, you may notice something else. The way your old beliefs, the ones that said you were toxic or unworthy, start to fade in the background, almost as if they were never there to begin with. Because as you reflect for just a moment, you can see this story, this narrative, it isn't yours anymore. It's like a movie that's played out. And now you've come to the end. There's no need to replay it, because the next scene is already waiting for you. What if you could truly feel in your deepest, most honest self that you're not only worthy of love and connection, but you actually enhance the lives of those that you meet? Notice how, just by asking yourself that question, you open the door to a new reality. And once that door is open, it's easy to walk through. In fact, it's almost as though your mind has already been preparing you for this moment, setting up a shift in your understanding, one that's happening right now, in this very instant. So take a deep breath, and as you do, imagine this new belief about yourself. It's flowing effortlessly into your being. Your energy is light, your presence is a gift. You might feel your body soften, relax even further, as this new belief enters deeply into your subconscious mind. There's no need to push, no need to force this change. It happens on its own, as naturally as the air you breathe. The truth about you is, you're a healer, a light, and you radiate energy that lifts others. And as your mind gently integrates this belief, you may notice how easy it becomes to let go of the fear that others will be dragged down by your presence. No, instead, what if you could see your presence as an energy that uplifts them? Imagine for a moment, when others encounter you, they feel inspired, empowered and energized. Not because you've done anything, but simply because of who you are. And that's enough. In fact, your very being enhances their experience of life. Let that truth sink in deeply. Your presence matters, and it matters in ways you might not even realize. The more you embrace this, the more you can trust your energy. It's not only healing for you, but for others. Just feel that now. Feel how empowering it is to recognize when you connect with others, you're not a burden, but a blessing. This belief about who you are is already inside you. And with each breath, with each thought, it's becoming more and more natural, more and more real. And with every moment, you might notice how this energy of light, of healing, extends outward effortlessly. You start to see that, in fact, your relationships and interactions, they're not a drain, but an exchange of energy that nourishes and enriches you. And the more you allow yourself to relax into this truth, the more your unconscious mind recognizes that this is simply the way the world works. You are a being of value. And the more you share that, the more it reflects back to you. Imagine, just for a moment, stepping into your daily life with this new belief fully installed, knowing that every time you enter a room, every time you speak, you're offering something that enhances the space. Picture yourself walking into a situation, feeling that natural confidence, that ease, knowing that your energy is a gift to everyone around you, knowing you're contributing to a positive, uplifting atmosphere. Feel how good it feels knowing you can show up authentically and people can respond to that energy. And as you continue to feel into this truth, Notice how the resistance of connecting with others begins to melt away. It's as if the old beliefs that you'd drag people down was just an illusion, a false belief that was never truly yours. The more you step into your own power, the more you recognize that connection is not a risk, but a reward. You are safe in your own energy, and in fact, it's when you connect with others that you find yourself growing, expanding, and transforming in ways you never imagined were possible. Your unconscious mind is already adjusting, aligning with this new belief. The more you relax, the more you breathe into this new state of being, the easier it becomes to choose to connect, to reach out, to step into the flow of life. And as you do, you begin to notice how you're naturally attracting people who resonate with your energy, who appreciate the light you bring to the world. And each time you take a step towards connection, each time you allow yourself to shine, you'll notice how this energy ripples outward, touching the lives of others. The more you reflect on this, the more you realize how natural this truth feels now. You no longer need to avoid people, because you're not toxic. You're life-giving, empowering, and worthy of every loving connection. And the more you accept this truth, the more the world reflects back to you, affirming your worth, your value, and your unique ability to heal, connect, and inspire. You might even start to notice how your interactions with others begin to flow more freely. And as you step into the world with this new belief, you'll see how effortlessly the energy of connection moves through you. No hesitation, no self-doubt, just pure energy flowing through your being, creating space for growth, healing, and transformation. And now, as you continue to breathe in deeply, just know that this belief is becoming more and more natural to you. It's not something you need to force. It's already happening, and it's happening effortlessly, because your unconscious mind is now fully aligned with the truth of who you are. You're worthy, you're healing, and most importantly, you're ready to share your light with the world.